Hi everyone. In this video, we will understand the basic definition of programming. As you can already see on the screen, a program is nothing but a step-by-step instruction given to the computer. In simple words, programming is simply a way for us to give instruction to the computer. Without our instruction, computer won't do anything. So this is me. So now after reading that definition, I thought I have understood what is programming is. Now let me give some instruction to the computer and let it perform some task. So what I do is, this is computer. I have to explicitly mention it because it doesn't look like computer. So just assume that this is a computer. Now I am giving some instruction to the computer. That means I'm giving an input. Let it be any task. I'm giving it a step-by-step instruction to the computer. After giving an instruction, what do I expect? I expect a response from the computer. That means I want an output. This is what I'm expecting. But do I really get the whatever the output I'm expecting? The answer is no. The language which I was trying to give the instruction was English. This is the language which I can speak. But the computer speaks only zeros and ones. Now there is a conflict. There is a conflict. Human can understand English. This is human readable language, but the computer can understand only zeros and ones. Now we will go to the humans and we'll request, can you write the program or give the instructions in zeros and ones? It becomes very difficult to write a program in zeros and ones. Let's, for example, we can just take 10 and let's try to convert this into binary. So 2 to the power 3, 2, 1 and 0. This is 8, 4, 2. Okay, this will be 1, 0, 1, 0. This is equal to 10. This is the binary format, that is zeros and one format. Just imagine writing the code in binary format. It becomes very difficult for humans. And we go to the computers and we'll request, computer, can you please understand English? Like we literally don't go to computer and ask, but I hope you're getting the gist of it. So the computer says, no, I only understand zeros and ones. If you want to give an instruction, please give it in zeros and ones. So humans have developed a language, that is programming language, that are in between English and zeros and ones. Programming language. There are some programming languages which are closer to English, that is human readable language. Actually, Python is actually very close to English. Okay. And now again one more conflict. Now we can write the program in our programming language, say suppose any programming language, Python, Java, C, C++, anything. But again, the computer will not be able to understand whatever you write in your programming language. It only understands zeros and ones. It has already told us very clearly. So now we need someone who can translate this programming language code to zeros and ones. Who does this task? Translators. Translators are the ones which take the any code. So for example, you have written in Python, so .py file, it will take this file and it will convert into zeros and ones. There are mainly two types of translators, compiler and interpreter. Our Python is actually an interpreter language. In case of compiler, what happens? Let's take, this is the code you have written in the compiler language. You have written, let's say suppose 50 lines of code. What it does, it takes the complete file and it finds an error. Say suppose there is an error at the line 5 and then 25. So it executes, like it compiles this old file and then it gives you an error at 5 and 25. There is an error. Line 5 and 25, there is an error. This is what compiler does. Okay. Whereas in case of interpreter, what happens? You have written the same code but in an interpreter language, same 50 lines of code. It starts executing line by line After the fourth line, it sees this error. Till line 4, it executes. Whatever is the, if there is a print command, it actually prints on our monitor. But we know that fifth line has some errors. So what it does, it prints till fourth line and it immediately throws an error. It will not go further like sixth, seventh. The rest of the lines will not be executed like interpreted. So I hope you got. In case of compiler, it takes the entire file and then it gives all the errors. But in case of interpreter, it just goes line by line, one after the other. If it encounters an error, it stops there and then it throws you error. You have to fix that line again. It goes line by line. So Python is actually an interpreter language. This is just one line definition about interpreter and compiler. Now, how to get these translators? One way is you can go to Python org. One second. Okay. You can go to python.org. You can go here and then download this, or you can view the full list. You can see whatever your OS based on that. You can just download it and get the translator, and you can execute the your code. But what I will be doing is I will use Google Colab. Okay, I'll just type this one second and we can open it one more time. Google Colab. It's uh, it's easy to use. You don't have to download anything. We can just use it on our web browser. So I prefer using this. So it does all the functionalities as like any other like IDE which you download. So I will be using this. So I will be using this. Okay. Okay. I want to talk about the resources. Okay. Just type Python beginners guide. There is Python for beginners. Completely new to programming. If you are completely new, just click on here. These are the resources which the official Python website suggests. This is you can actually read this book. Automate the boring stuff with Python. This is really good. I have read it. It's easy to understand. And then how to think like computer scientists. This is also good. You can, these two are actually, all these are freely available. If you have time, please go through this. And then please refer the python.org. Like this is the official website. If you have any question, you can actually come here and then you can refer over here. Now let's see what is debugging. See, it doesn't matter how experienced you are. Whenever there is a human involvement, there is high chances of having mistakes or errors. In programming, these errors are called bugs. And the process of tracking them down and correcting them is called debugging. There are three types of errors: syntax error, runtime error, semantic error. Details about this later, but for now just know there are three types of errors. To recap whatever we have understood program. Programming is nothing but a step-by-step instruction we give it to the computer. Programming language. It is in between the human language and the computer language, that is zeros and ones. We human can actually understand programming language, and then you can actually download the translators, that means which converts the programming language to the zeros and ones, mission level language. Or you can just go ahead and use the freely available tool, which is Google Colab. I am bad with the installation, so I try to avoid whenever there is an installation. I try to find some or the other alternative to do the thing. So yeah, I use Google Colab a lot. And then debugging. When we write the programming, we make mistakes. So these errors are called bugs. There are three types of errors. When we write the program, we will encounter all these three types of errors. At that time, I will explain you what exactly is the syntax, runtime, and semantic error. For now, you just remember that there are three types of errors. This is just an introduction. Nobody will gonna ask you in your interview what is debugging programming. I don't think so. So far, I have never encountered, especially in data analyst interview. I don't think so. You will be asked this. And now, let's go to Google Colab and then we'll try to write the program. See, we have, okay, the moment you try to open this, okay, we were here. Now just go to File and New Notebook. It will ask you to sign into your Google account. Okay, I have already done it here in the incognito mode. So I have already written the Hello World program. This is a simple program which we will write. So just here is the plus, click on that, just print. What is this? Print, we will come to this later. For now, this is a function which we are calling. Whatever you write inside the double quote, it just gives you as an output. Now I am just opening the double quote and then I'm saying hi. That's it. And then I will run this. This is the run, it will run only this cell. See, we got the output. About the print function, the details we will see later when we go to modules section. But for now, this is just a function which prints. Okay. If you are very new to programming, then this might look like an alien to you. But slowly we will understand each and every details. Like for now, you just remember that this is a print function which is used to print the output on the monitor. We have not included any libraries, modules, or anything just to make it simple. This is just a simple hello world I function. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you.